I'm Taylor Barr, your midnight DJ.
That was Missed Connection by The Head and the Heart. I'm Taylor Barr, your midnight DJ. And let's talk ethical dilemmas. I'm certain everyone listening has heard of the trolley problem, though, just in case, I will give a brief description. There is a trolley, which is like a train, heading down a path. The path diverges, and you have the ability to change the path. If you do nothing, the trolley continues on its normal path, where 5 people are tied to the tracks. If you change course, the trolley will head on the other path, where 1 person is tied. Now, the ethical issue is a question of action. If you do nothing, if you were never there, the 5 people would die anyway. But if you pull the lever, that switches the tracks. You have actively aided in the murder of a person. I'll let you consider this for a moment. Now, I propose that inaction makes someone just as culpable. If I see a child drowning and I do nothing, I have aided in the drowning of that child. If I could save 5 lives by deciding to sacrifice another, and I choose to do nothing, I have killed those people by my lack of decision. Now, I beg the question, isn't the villain that tied these 6 people to the train tracks and placed us in the position to make such a horrible decision the most culpable? What was the other option to them? Perhaps they had to create a trolley problem or commit genocide, in which case, sure, I think they made the right decision. But who made them do that? It goes higher than we might have ever imagined. Up next, Coney Island by Taylor Swift featuring The National, and after that, Clarity by John Mayer. You just heard Good Right Irene by Per Ubu. I'm Taylor Barr, your midnight DJ, and I have received a message from the local carpet manufacturers. It reads, "Good evening, Starkville citizens. We, the carpet folk, have made a mistake. Over the past 70 years, we have actually been selling you a carpet substitute. We don't know exactly what it is, but we now know that it is not carpet. We've been receiving shipments of what we thought was carpet for free, and so we thought we might as well start selling it, since we only have so much space for carpets. The shipments never had a return address, so we just accepted it. Recently, we received a few complaints as to the quality of our carpets. They were itchy, people were having poor reactions, some allergic, some emotional, and a few spiritual. We apologize, first of all. If we knew some people would have adverse reactions, we would have put a warning on the material. If you or a loved one has been extremely itchy, aggressive, or has lost their faith, we take full responsibility and are offering full refunds. In light of these recent reports, we decided to test the carpet. These tests have concluded that most of our carpets are, in fact, skin. Not human skin, don't worry, though we don't know what kind of skin." Wow. That is jarring. I'm really glad I got moss flooring installed. Up next, I Got You by Michael Franti and Spearhead, and after that, Closer to Free by Bodines. That was Till I Hear It From You by Gin Blossoms. I'm Taylor Barr, your midnight DJ. And someone unplugged the drain at the bottom of Chadwick Lake today. It quickly emptied. No one knows where to exactly. We would have assumed the sewers, but there hasn't been any more flow today than is normal. If you did this, thank you. That lake has been bugging me for weeks now. I'm constantly hearing screams coming from the middle, and I want to go help whoever is out there, but when the screaming goes on for hours, something tells me it's not in trouble. And now, thanks to the hand of a kind stranger, the screaming is no longer. The creatures that caused them have dried up, no longer able to scream, or breathe, or live for that matter. I investigated earlier, jumping into the cracked mud that remained with a flashlight in hand and a knife in the other. The things were gross, all taut skin over angled bones. They were almost like mermaids, but more amphibian than the classic creature. They had mighty legs, like a frog, and the top half of a wet human. Their arms were strong and webbed, and their sack throats were deflated, draped over their crisp forms. I poked one with a stick, and it moved. Barely. I left promptly after that. Up next, Redemption by Nathaniel Ratcliffe, and after that, Graceland by Paul Simon. That was Mykonos by Fleet Foxes. I'm Taylor Barr, your Midnight DJ. And you know what time it is, folks. Welcome to Greenhouse Gossip, where I talk about plants for a bit. My rosemary plants have developed root rot. Sad, I know. I've set them in direct sunlight to hopefully dry them out, but I fear that they may be far too gone. My precious plant, my virtuous herb, my perfect child, has been attacked by a horrible blight. It has nothing to do with my overwatering of a Mediterranean plant that grows best in near-desert conditions. It had nothing to do with the humid conditions of Mississippi that creates a breeding ground for mold and mildew. And it definitely has nothing to do with the lack of light that it receives when its natural biome is berated by light, beaten down by an unceasing sun. No, I must be cursed. My plants are dying simply because the gods are upset with me, not because I am a bad gardener. I'm a fantastic gardener. I grew bell peppers from seeds, Fresno peppers from seeds, and succulents from cuttings. I have the greenest thumb. It is everyone else who is wrong. Have no fear. I am a plant dad, and it is my solemn duty to take the best care of my rosemary. I will give it all my love. You know, plants are a lot like children. If it dies, I'll buy another and take even better care of it. Up next, Shaken by David Shaw, and after that, Least Complicated by Indigo Girls. You just heard Let Me Love You Like a Woman by Lana Del Rey. I'm Taylor Barr, your Midnight DJ. And you can scream. Right now. You can scream, and no one would be able to stop you. Doesn't it sound enticing? To expel what lay dormant in your lungs, to clear your mind of the day's trouble. It's brief. It doesn't last forever, but then, what does? You could scream right now and release endorphins that will temporarily make you feel better. As you sit in your car, or bedroom, or kitchen, or workplace, listening to the radio, I can understand that you may want to scream. I keep talking about it. So why shouldn't you scream? Shout, yell, holler at your boy. Me, the voice on the radio. Yell at me, yell at the car in front of you, yell at your family, not because they've upset you, but because you love them. Yell at them with all the love you have in your heart. Go ahead, scream, wake someone up, who cares? I'll even give you a moment. There. I bet that felt good. When was the last time you screamed? Now I would like to take pause and consider. Who heard that scream? What heard that scream? What was hiding in the dark that now knows your location? I hope, for everyone's sake, it was nothing. Up next, Heading South by Zach Bryan, and after that, Float On by Modest Mouse. But before I let you go, it's midnight, and you know what that means. It's the end of my shift, but don't worry, I'll be back tomorrow. And hey, today was pretty good. Tomorrow will be even better.